Hey, good morning. Welcome to my Monday morning walk. You know, I'm in Dawson Creek lately as a chiropractor, as a locum chiropractor. I move around the countryside, filling in for clinics here and clinics there and clinics everywhere. And I'm in Dawson Creek right now, filling in at a clinic here. And everyone owns trucks up here. Lots of big trucks. And as I walk along the road, you can hear them every which where. Big trucks making big noises, and I get to thinking that they're disrupting my peace. There's a part of me inside that's a little anxious with all of this gravel ripping, big engine roaring truck noise. Yeah, just like that. And there's some truth in that, but in reality, my peace is entirely up to me. You know, peacefulness is not about silence and meditative zen going on all around me. I'm believing now that true peacefulness comes from the ability to calm myself within, even though outside everything is noisy and truckalicious. But sometimes I struggle with that, especially big truck noises. And Harley bikes, there's something about the noise that comes from a nasty muffler that really stirs up the anxiety in me. One of the techniques that I've used over the years to stem the tide of anxiety, to reduce the waves of fear, essentially, because that's what anxiety is, fear, is as I breathe in, I imagine a white light of love coming in through the top of my head or coming into my lungs and filling the entirety of my soul. And then as I breathe out, I imagine that white light of love, of universal wisdom, spreading to the rest of me and creating healing in all of those parts that are specifically needy. Especially for me, you know, my chest area is where I suffered with cancer. I like to push healing energy into that area of my body. And right now, as I walk along, that right knee down there, it's kind of bugging me too. So I breathe out healing energy to those areas of my body that seem to be most needing of a little jolt of truck-inspired healing energy. And truck-inspired healing energy is not a bad way to look at things as well. Because I can dwell on the loudness and the gas-guzzling nastiness of trucks, or I can look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side of life. And I can see that there is a tremendous blessing as well in these trucks. You know, the North is rich. The money's flowing up here. There are all kinds of full restaurants and people spending money. And part of the reason I'm up here is that there are clinics up here that are doing well enough to be able to go on holidays and hire a locum like me to come in and fill in for them. They can afford to do that. And so there's a blessing in all these great big trucks. There's a blessing in the flow of abundance, especially for these young folks. It seems like a a fairly young town up here, Dawson Creek. And there's a blessing in all of that abundance represented by a truck. So yeah, I can refocus things, and that's a choice. That's always within my power to refocus anything that I might be seeing with a critical eye. And I think there's a truth in this universe, and that is that all positives balance out against negatives. That's the yin and yang principle. And so if all I can see is the negative, noisy, polluting truck, I'm missing the boat somewhere. The accountant inside is not balancing the ledger very well if one outweighs the other. And it's a great way of bringing, for me, some peace back into this lovely northern town. Check it out. It's just stunning what there is around here. Anyway, thank you once again for joining me temporarily on my northern Monday morning walks. And have yourself a super fine day.